Hey guys, Megan Lynn here, Spiritual Empress. What's up? Hope everybody is happy, healthy. I know it is very cold out, so I got my comfies on, okay? And I was going to get dressed today, but I just basically was like, I'll throw up my hair. And now I'm realizing I look like freaking Pebbles from the Flintstones. So I wanted to do a video today on common misperceptions of Aquarius, because there are a lot of them, okay? And a lot of them I'm going to say are untrue. Some of them are true. It's just this article popped up and I just thought I'd do a funny. So if you want to hear about your sign too, I like talking about all the signs, just drop it in the comment box below. Also, thank you for likes, comments, shares, subscribes. Please, if you'd like to get any sort of reading from me, my email is wmegan939@gmail.com. I do all types of reading, y'all. Go watch my other videos. But yeah, I can go ahead and we can get that set up if that's something that you want to do. But I guess I'll just get right into it. So again, this popped up on my feed. If you go on my computer, you guys, it's pretty much constant like astro on my feed. So, and I also have a part of a lot of forums on here. So I do get the benefit of talking to all the signs a lot. And we do have a lot of posts about like misperceptions about each sign. So I'm just going to do Aquarius today. So I'll get right into that. Thank you for all the support. So common misconceptions about Aquarius. The Aquarius, just so you guys know, is the water bearer. And of course, the thing that annoys me the most is the first thing that pops up on this right here is the misconception that Aquariuses don't feel. Y'all, we're human too, okay? We do feel. What people don't understand about our emotions is they're contained, okay? Think about what the water bearer actually does. That is our job, actually, is to ground that energy here. The water bearer contains emotion, which would be the water in the vase, okay? And what we do is we contain it and we sort of transmute it out intellectually into language. So when you'll see it, if you guys, most Aquarius just put themselves in therapy at some point, because we do, like, we need it. But when we go to the therapist, and I know my experience has been, is like, they're like, why are you even here? Like, you don't need to be in therapy. We do a lot of feeling, but we do it internally, and we're constantly self-reflecting, self-realizing, thinking about things over and over in our head. So by the time we bring the problem to somebody else, we've 9 times out of 10 already solved our own problem. So my therapist would be like, you know, why are, you know, because you seem to be very self-reflective, and I am. But when I have an emotion, I tend to intellectualize it. So when they ask me a question about how something makes me feel, I've already transmuted that into a reasoning or in a fact, or like how it affected me. And my therapist would always be like, but Megan, that's not a feeling. I asked you how you felt. So we do have emotions. We just actually self-process them. So don't think that we're emotionless. We're not. And we do care deeply about the people that we do allow in our lives. We do care a lot. So you'll notice a lot of Aquariuses have big hearts. Where do you think that comes from? Also, just because people think we're so detached, and we're actually really not. So if you think that like an Aquarius is super, super detached, or you get in an argument, like a lot of other signs will get very frustrated that they can't get a rise out of an Aquarius. And it's not because we're assholes, okay? It's not because we think we're better than you, or we just don't like to go there. We don't like to get fired up. And it's because emotions are not really our realm. But as far as like you thinking like we're assholes, we're really not. It's really, really hard to hurt our feelings. So if people like can't get a rise out of you, or they're saying dumb shit to you, or trying to get you upset, it's really hard to hurt our feelings. You're probably just gonna get like Stone Cold Steve Austin, okay? Like, because we've already self-analyzed ourselves so much, we know what our truth is and what isn't truth. So if you're just gonna say like mean shit to us, one, we already know it's not true, so it's not gonna hurt our feelings. So I just thought I'd get the detachment thing out of the way. Like, we're not being assholes and thinking that we're better than you. We've just know ourselves way better than anybody else ever will. And it's really hard to get a rise out of us because we know what our truth is. So that's kind of like an explanation of like why we don't get fired up and people think we're stuck up or whatever. We're actually really not. So the next one, Aquariuses are weird. Yes and no. Let me intellectualize this one for you. Aquariuses, we're unique, but a lot of us are very strange, but very smart, okay? So based off of Aquarius has done, if you meet an Aquarius, more than likely we've had like 10 million more experiences than everybody else. So it's not that we know better, we just know different. So if we're in a conversation with somebody who's very biased or kind of like goes with the crowd, and people say, oh, they have to go against the grain, they have to go against everything, it's not that we're trying to do that on purpose. It's like we've had a lot of experiences that have taught us something different. So we know a lot about a lot. So, and a lot of us are very smart because we do research. Like if you go through an Aquarius's phone or like their feed, the amount of just like weird shit that's on there is because we're constantly thinking and constantly almost have like an ADD. I know we love to learn. I personally love to learn. If I don't know something, it bothers me, so I Google it. So that's how we know all this shit that makes us think differently than other people. We're not just going to go with the flow. We're going to be like, I don't know what that word means. That really bothers me. We're going to go look it up. Or I don't know if that's a fact. Now that's bothering me. I'm going to go look it up. So it's not that, it's like we're smart. It's almost like if, and I'm not saying this in a condescending way, like we're the smartest or whatever. We just really do like to learn, and we do know different. So if you're thinking like we're just doing it to be a rebel, it honestly isn't true. But for sure, I don't think it's really a weirdness. I just think it's different. Like we're just different. If you come, like, again, if you come to me with something that like everybody goes with and everybody says, I probably have like 10 different experiences that have taught me different. So strange but smart. So but maybe a little weird. Let's see the next one. Aquarius's fear commitment. We actually don't. If you have ever been in a relationship with an Aquarius, you'll find that an Aquarius is like, we'll give you the shirt off our backs. We are very, very committed to the people that we love, that we care about. We will beat a dead horse to make a relationship work. Now, the problem with that is because we are so giving and committed, we rarely get in commitments, if that makes sense. I know I've talked about this before, but it's like, we understand how much work we know we're going to put in, and an Aquarius will actually kind of lose themselves in a pairing, in a relationship. We know how draining that can be, how time consuming that can be. So if you're having a hard time getting an Aquarius to commit to you, it's also because they really are comfortable with themselves and being alone. Like, I know for me, dating is not my thing. Like, my relationships that I get into are always on accident. It's not me looking to date. It's not me on Tinder. It's not me actually, the last couple relationships I've been at was because I had put myself, because it had been years, you guys. I hadn't dated at all for like 4 years. And I was like, hey, I mean, you know, because curiosity, right? Curiosity. I'm like, oh, what's this app about? My last 2 relationships that I've gotten into have been when I've gotten off of the app, and those apps still sending me like almost kismetly. I'm just like, screw this. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm happy being alone. I like eating SpaghettiOs for dinner, not worrying about what such and such wants to eat too. Like, I really am we're comfortable. Aquarians are very comfortable just being alone and being with ourselves. And we like our own relationship with ourselves. So we really don't need anybody. It's much like a Sagittarius. Like, we don't need anybody to be happy. So it's not that we fear commitment. We really, if you do trap an Aquarius, I call it trapping. If you do trap an Aquarius, they will be a ride or die bitch for you, okay? So we're not commitment phobes. We just know how much work we're going to put in. So if you do get one, just know, like, you're one of the lucky ones, because we really do go all out for people that we care about. And we may just show it in different ways, too. So about Aquarius fearing commitment, I'm going to call BS on that one. We really don't. Okay, the next one. Aquariuses are always social. No, we're not. We are very social, okay? But we are not always social. I can probably count on my hand the amount of times I've gone out in the last year. Like, here's the thing. We are very social, but we like a lot of alone time, and I think that really surprises a lot of people. Aquariuses do like alone time. They like being in their jammies. They like reading. They like just chilling at home. They like cooking. They like being away from people to recharge. When we go out, though, that's kind of the kicker of it. That's the thing that throws everybody for a loop, is when we go out, we are super, super social. Like, it's almost like even with myself, I'm almost like a completely different person. So when an Aquarius goes home and you don't hear from them for like 2 weeks, but then when they go out, like my experience is when I go out, like I meet everybody, y'all, and I get that energy out. And then everybody's like, oh, you're so fun to hang out with, or I want Aquarius at the party, or why won't you come out? And that's why people get really mad at us, is because when we go out, we are that person. But once we leave that interaction, people really want our time, or expect to hang out more, or expect us to be like better at socializing. We actually don't do it as often as people think. And also, much like a Scorpio, I'm gonna say, we become later in life, especially because I know, like, all my Aquarius friends, even myself, we go out and we meet everybody. Like, I get numbers left and right, okay? Like, girl, we gotta hang out, we gotta do this, that, or the other. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, we actually, like, we're not that person, and people want our time because they think we're this fun, bubbly person, which we are. But then they are like, yeah, so next weekend we're gonna go rage, or we're gonna go this, that, or the other. And we're like, nah, I'm good for now. So I think we're very social when we get out. Otherwise, I find a lot of us are actually homebodies. We're very selective about who we actually want to hang out with, because Aquarius can make a lot of acquaintances, and that can be a really good thing for like business networking. I found it's really good for that, but I also found it's really good to not have, like, to have a select few really close good friends. Having a bunch of acquaintances, and I grew up doing this, like, I would call them my friends, but really they were just acquaintances. So we are very select about who we have around us as well, and so that may seem like why we're not as social. And they'll say that we're flaky too when it comes to breaking plans. Like, that is a freaking art form we have mastered. I low-key love to break plans, okay? Like, or if somebody breaks them with me, I don't bail on people, but like if somebody's like, hey, you know, bad news, I don't think that, you know, I'm going to be able to make it tonight, like, low-key inside I'm smiling. So I'm like, nah, cool, because now we can do whatever we want to do the rest of the night. So social, we definitely are once we get out. So that's what I have to say about that. I know that's true for me. I used to be a lot more social, and now I'm just kind of, Sagittarius gets mad at me because he's like, God, you're such a freaking homebody. And it's like, once he gets me out, like, I'm in it, I'm out. So we can be life of the party, but for the most part, we're probably just having a glass of wine with our cat or something. So that's kind of along the same line that we're emotionless. We're not. Is that it? Yeah, that's kind of it for that one. I think those are probably actually some of the bigger ones. I think that there's a lot of misperceptions about Aquariuses. You know, us being like weird. I've just like owned that one. Like, sure, call me weird, like, call me whatever. It's just like, I know different. Like, it's not that I'm trying to go against the grain. It's just I've had so many experiences in my life that, like, it's really hard for me to just have one staunch opinion on something without it always changing and evolving. And Aquarius, again, is a progressive sign. So their truth, like, you may meet me in Aquarius, and then a year later they could be a completely different person because they've had different experiences. And instead of keeping like the same values, their truth is always changing and evolving. So if you guys have any thoughts on any of these, or want to add any funny ones down there, I love hearing them. But thank you again for the support. If you guys want to drop comments about what you want to hear about, I just thought I'd do this one today. And if you'd like to book a reading, wmegan939@gmail.com. Guys, go kill it this weekend. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. I hope you get more sun than I have. I'm kind of pissed. Why am I back in Phoenix? And it's cold, and I have pool access. So, all right, you guys enjoy your weekend. We'll talk soon. Bye.